Welcome, dear children, to the second part of Ranikhet's Gift, which is written by Rudrani Ghosh. Moving now to the fourth paragraph. Gradually, the haze started disintegrating, and the first glint of the sun's rays shimmered over the velvety green mountainside while the dark clouds scurried away. Now, here, gradually, the haze started disintegrating. The haze was there all around after the rains, and now what? It started to break up. Disintegrating means breaking up. It started fading away. And the first glint of the sun's rays, glint is flash of the sun's rays. You can imagine the scene after the rains when the sun shines. This is how we get to see, right? So the same way now, after the rains, the sun started to shine, and the sun's rays shimmered over the velvety green mountains. Shimmered means shine. So it started shining on the velvety green mountainside while the dark clouds scurried away. Scurried means moved away. What a drastic change! Now a brilliant blue sky emerged with contrasting, startlingly white fluffy clouds. Now suddenly the change could be seen in the entire environment, and the brilliant blue sky, it came out with contrasting colors. Startlingly means in a surprised way through the white fluffy clouds. It was an artist's delight, with all those shades of green from the lightest to the darkest, and flowers of every hue and color. Now the delight was what? The happiness was looking at that scene, and the artists, they could have been delighted looking at those different colors over there, like the shades of green from the lightest to the darkest shades, even the flowers of every hue and color. Hue means tint, even a small tints, and even the colors. So now the narrator is telling here that the environment, all the surroundings certainly looked so beautiful that it was like the artist could have been delighted looking at all those different colors. On the hilly slopes between the rocky crevices and in every garden there were splashes of red, crimson, yellow, and orange. Further, Rudrani Ghosh is telling us that even on the hilly slopes between the rocky crevices are the narrow openings in rocks, and in every garden there were different splashes of colors of red, crimson, yellow, and orange. The air was cool and crisp, and the birds and the butterflies were out again. Now, in such a pleasant weather, so the birds came out now. When it was raining heavily, they all went back to the nests, but now they were out again. Along with the birds, the butterflies also were out to enjoy the beautiful nature. Moving now further to the fifth paragraph. We too went for our daily walk. Now, after the whole environment changing, now narrator and her other family members, they all went for a daily walk. Amazingly, there was to be found neither a puddle nor a muddy patch. The soil being rocky and sandy either dried easily or the water made its way downhill. There were no puddles and muddy patches. Why? Because either it must have dried up because of the shining sun, or it must have found its way through the downhill because it was slopy, okay, slanting. So it must have gone down. The water that gets collected in the puddles, it must have gone down through the hill. Now that the sky had cleared, the whole mountain range was in view, a full 180-degree stretch of snow-clad mountains gleamed and glistened in the last rays of the sun. Now, children, as we had read in paragraph 3, the mountains were not visible, but now when the sky cleared, the whole mountain range, they were in view, and the full 180-degree stretch. That means the complete mountains were visible. that were of snow-clad mountains. Snow-clad, that means covered with snow, and gleamed and glistened in the last rays of the sun. Now here gleamed and glistened, that means shining brightly, and last rays of the sun, that means the evening time approached. We stood mesmerized as the reflection of the setting sun on the snow seemed to set the whole range ablaze. Now they were all spellbound looking at the reflection of the sun that was setting on the snow, and the snow seemed to set the whole range ablaze. Ablaze means like fire. The sky was seeming as it was on fire, as you can see in the picture. Okay, the orange glow began to spread and smeared itself on the surrounding clouds. Now here the orange glow, that means the evening light that it was giving, the orange color, it began to spread all around. Okay, and smeared. Smeared means spreading over the surface. It spread around, even around the surrounding clouds. Slowly yet steadily mingling with the darkness as night gradually let down her curtains. Now slowly and steadily, what? Mingling. Mingling means mixing. With the darkness, suddenly the darkness approached, and we understood now that what had come? The night. Yes. And let down her curtains, that means it was finally night. Now moving to the last paragraph of this lesson, paragraph 6. We hurried home to find there was a power cut. Now, as they all hurried back to their home, and what they found there was a power cut. Power cut means there was no electricity. After a cup of steaming coffee in candlelight, we stepped out of the bungalow to check the power situation, and what a magnificent sight awaited us. So children, being no electricity, they had their coffee in candlelight, and after they stepping out of the bungalow, they just to check the situation of the electricity, they found a very beautiful, magnificent sight there that was waiting for them. It was the darkest of dark nights. It was pitch dark, airy, that means very fearful or very strange, pitch black. A creak or a crackle made one jump. Now the creak means a sound. Okay, the creak and crackle, that those are the sounds, and they made one frightened. But when they looked up, they stood transfixed in awe. Transfixed means, that means what? They couldn't take away their eyes from it. It was such a beautiful sight. Looking at the star-spangled dark dome above. As they looked up, it was giving such a good sight that what? They couldn't take their eyes out of it. Never ever had we seen a million brightly lit stars, and at such close quarters. We just had to stand on our toes to touch them. Now they had never seen that beautiful view of million stars that were shining brightly in the sky, and they were very close to it. It seemed as if it was very close to it, that they had to just stand on their toes and they could touch them. In that celestial aura and the ethereal beauty of the surroundings, the tumult of emotions within was hard to express. Now here they seem to be in the celestial aura. Celestial means heavenly, and aura is something, a very good feeling that or of any quality that surrounds someone or something. So here now they seemed as if they were in some celestial aura, and the eternal beauty, ethereal means unworldly. So here the beauty was such magnificent that the tumult of emotions within was hard to express, that one couldn't express the feeling and how the state, whether they were confused or any being in any disorder or something, they couldn't express their feelings, and only a soft thank you escaped my lips. and there was nothing much to say, and the narrator only finally had the words thank you that came from her lips. As we can see in the last paragraph, the narrator has expressed her feelings in a precise and a very beautiful way. So, children, I hope you all have understood this lesson, and thank you and take good care of yourselves.